On today's Cogni-Thrive podcast, we're going to talk to Judi Pritchard, our owner, and learn a little bit more about what Cogni-Thrive is, what services she offers, and how you can keep your brain active.
Welcome to the Cogni-Thrive podcast, where we help you understand the signs of early cognitive decline and the many ways available to keep your brain healthy. Judi Pritchard is a certified cognitive coach with more than 30 years of experience, and her company, Cogni-Thrive, provides comprehensive tools to support cognitive resilience as you age. Join Judi and her husband, Philip, as they continue to spread the message that dementia is not definite.
All right, everybody, welcome into the Cogni-Thrive podcast. I'm Philip Pritchard, here with my lovely wife, Judi Pritchard, who is the owner of this beautiful endeavor we call Cogni-Thrive. Judi, welcome in.
Good morning. Hello. How are you?
I'm good. So tell everybody a little bit about what Cogni-Thrive is.
Absolutely. So Cogni-Thrive is essentially a new innovative approach to reinforcing your brain so that you can live a long, active life and your brain can keep up with you. So basically what I'm a cognitive coach. I'm a speech pathologist with over 30 years experience, and I have spent my entire career working with adults that have had some sort of brain change, and whether that's being from a stroke or an accident or a degenerative disease like Parkinson's or Huntington's or dementia. And what we now know today versus when I first started was how much more we can do to help support our own brains so that they can be stronger to fight off disease and you don't experience age-related decline like everyone just accepts as normal, but it really is not normal. And so Cogni-Thrive is everything that anyone would need, from beginning screeners to assessments to exercise programs developed specifically for yourself to challenge your weaker areas of cognition so that you can build strength in them, as well as if you're diagnosed or waiting to get diagnosed with some type of cognitive change, whether it's mild cognitive impairment or dementia. We specifically help you understand what's happening, understand how to fight back and how to adapt your world so you can keep on thriving. That's why we named it Cogni-Thrive.
So I am Judi's husband. We've started a nonprofit called the Care and Thrive Foundation several years ago. So we've been working on this. This is Judi's passion, which by chance makes it my passion, but I really have gone to be passionate about this whole thing. So tell us a little bit about what we're going to discuss on these podcasts and why we decided to start doing these again.
Yeah, so we started off years ago, 2019 actually, on this endeavor, and where we were strictly focused on people with dementia and their care partners and helping them understand that there are so many things you can do to keep your loved one active and to keep yourself active if you're experiencing a diagnosis like this. And we did a podcast there called Dementia Real Talk that are still out there and still really good, I think. But we have grown. The more we've learned, and actually we learn more and more every day from our clients, the more we are evolving into where we're doing a big portion of our business now in proactive approaches to help people fight against the subtle declines that are starting to happen. Research now shows that the brain changes are happening up to 30 years before someone's actually diagnosed with dementia, and that we can jump in before that diagnosis and hopefully stop it from ever happening. So there's not a cure for dementia, we know that, but there's a whole lot more we can do beforehand.
Yeah, and I see this firsthand with some of the clients you work with that you've been working with for a while, which is, again, leading you to follow your passion for this. And one of the things I know you're trying to get more into to get the word out is speaking and consulting with assisted living groups, with just any group that's willing to sit and listen to your ideas and your thoughts on this. Tell me a little bit about some of the services you're offering on the consulting side, speaking side.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, let's start with the first one. Corporations and businesses. You want to put together a great benefit package to attract your most talented group of workforce. And then once you have them, you want to keep them. So why not invest in their brain? Build in a program that supports cognitive health, supports cognitive growth, and supports the aging process by helping them keep their brain strong and helping you the way their work is set up in a way that's conducive to help them thrive, even as they age, rather than aging out and you just going out and trying to find somebody new. Support the people that are helping you build your business to stay there longer. So that's one area, consulting. The other area is for the communities, particularly in those people that are in their 40s and 50s that are aging, starting to age, starting to have those quote unquote senior moments where you're starting to recognize in yourself that I'm not quite as sharp in all areas like I used to be, or you're concerned about that. One, you want to stay active. You want to stay in the middle of your profession or even still continue to get promotions. How do you do that? You keep your brain sharp. You stay on top of it. So you sharpen your brain and keep working on it. So I work with professionals that are trying to stay in their job areas, or with a little bit older folks that are wanting to retire and thrive. And you spend all this time doing your retirement packages and investing money to save. What good's your money savings if you can't have the brain capacity to do what you want to do when you retire? So I help people understand how to make changes in their lifestyle to support brain health, as well as how to strengthen their brain, and even more importantly, how's their brain functioning today? So for anybody, we offer, through the Cogni-Thrive Foundation that you mentioned, our nonprofit, we offer an online assessment that you can actually get an understanding of how your brain is functioning in 12 key cognitive areas. And then you can take it every year because you want to capture any of those subtle changes happening early. That's when we get a specific program in place to help you further.
Yeah, and that's definitely something we're going to be discussing in future podcasts, is more about that cognitive assessment, how it works, what it shows, and how important it is to get that baseline. Tell everybody a little bit about your background. I mean,
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
haven't been doing this, forever, but you've been in this world forever.
Yeah, absolutely. So ever since I was a new grad out of college, I went to work in the skilled nursing home world in rehab departments, and have done everything in skilled nursing, from managing rehab to providing therapy to actually running the nursing homes to running a multi-state therapy company. And what was kind of my aha moment as a clinician was just coming to the realization that by the time people came to me in the skilled nursing facility, they were already defeated by the stigma surrounding cognitive decline, the stigma around dementia. So they had already given up hope. They had already been constantly told, no, you can't do this because you have this diagnosis, not because you're not capable, but because you have this diagnosis. And that's when I started learning more about the brain and more about dementia and more about cognition and what we can do to support it and enable it rather than focus on the disability. And that was the driving force behind setting up Cogni-Thrive. I've always been for the underdog. I'm passionate and attracted to people that, they're told by society and by the world, no, you can't do this. No, you can't be that. You need to sit here and let somebody else do it for you. And they look at those people and they say, watch me. And then they prove them wrong, because what stigmas are, it's just history and nobody wanting to change their mindset and not learn from the new research that's coming out. And it's a prime example with dementia and people when they're getting diagnosed, if they're even formally getting diagnosed, or if they just have had a screener done and someone has given them that label.
That's cool. And then also, I know one of your huge passions is our veterans. And we've spent lots of time over the last couple or 3 years talking to veterans groups, big groups, small groups, one person, 150 people. Talk a little bit about your passion for veterans and how the cognitive assessment and the things that are kind of being done as a norm may be kind of leading down the wrong path sometimes, when it could be just simple cognitive issues going on.
Yeah, we have been extremely fortunate. We have a good friend who was the commander of the state of Alabama's Veterans of Foreign War organization over this last year. In fact, he just finished his year-long role with that, and he brought us along and actually made cognitive health his platform. But it enabled me to really get in front of veterans in particular, and first of all, thank them for their service. The sacrifices they gave, no matter if it was a short period of time or a long period of time, no matter if they actually saw the battleground or not, they still gave up their time and their family time and their lives to help support us. And during that time when they're away, a lot of them experience head injuries or even subtle head injuries or concussions. A lot of them aren't even diagnosed. And when they come back, especially if they're not diagnosed, they're come back and they're put back in society and they're told, thank you and have a great life. And they don't know, they're kind of lost. They're not sure exactly where to go first. And then if they are experiencing problems that are related to a head injury or prolonged concussion symptoms, they don't know why they're feeling like they are. They don't know why they're not being successful or they're getting angry very easily. And they may be being told it's PTSD, and a lot of it may be, but some of it could be that they're having a cognitive related issue. And it's been really rewarding to me to work with veterans and hear their stories, first of all, but also show them through doing the cognitive profile where they have areas that we can put a plan together and where we can really help them, where they feel like they have action-oriented steps to take to help themselves. And watching them just come back out and thrive after even just 6 weeks of working together. It's been absolutely phenomenal. And they're getting back in their lives and they're being more successful in their careers and in their family lives. And it's truly something that I'm thrilled about.
Yeah, and it's so neat to just see just when they speak to you and realize somebody actually does understand what they're going through and just gives them an option. Because I know so many times, anytime in the dementia world, it just seems such a negative death sentence almost to so many people when it's really not, especially if you catch it early and if you get to the right people. And I know one of our main things here with Cogni-Thrive is trying to create programs that are different, that really there's not a lot of people doing it, but there is proven research to show what you're doing, how it does work. So talk a little bit about some of the processes you are doing at Cogni-Thrive.
Absolutely. So what we once we do the cognitive profile, once we get an idea of exactly where their strengths and weaknesses are as far as their cognition, then we zero in on what do we need to do to help that. So traditional speech pathology would sit down at a table and we would do paperwork exercises and type things and work on speech therapy goals. But what the latest research shows is the more functional approach you can have to knowing, okay, well, how is this impacting your day-to-day life? And then looking at that weakness cognitively and pairing it with a physical movement or a physical exercise really enhances the longevity of the impact, of the positive impact you have from doing any kind of cognitive exercise. So even if you just do cognitive exercise, you'll make progress. But if you pair it with a movement or an activity or an exercise, the gains that you'll make are actually proven to last up to 10 years longer than what somebody is doing on just doing cognitive exercises. So we have a whole approach. In fact, we are expanding our practice into almost like a gym-like setting where we have room to do even more personalized plans around exercise, movement, and cognition, tying it all together so you have a triple whammy of positiveness.
So yeah, it's not just about physical health nowadays, folks. It is about mental health and exercising your brain. And Judi makes it fun, and her methods are proven and they're working, and she's got clients that are having phenomenal results. So we're excited to be continuing this journey forward. We're excited to be starting this podcast and hopefully keep everybody informed. If you've got questions or want to learn more about what we do, you can just go to our website, cogni-thrive.com, and find out more about us. And be sure to subscribe to this podcast. Follow us on YouTube, anywhere you can find it. Judi, anything else you want to talk about today?
Guys, it's fascinating to me that I want to get the word out. I want to get the word out to you that there is something you can do to ensure yourself a better chance at having the retirement you want. But you have to work now. You have to get on top of it. The sooner you do, the easier it's going to be. So take the opportunity, give us a call. We're here to help.
All right. We'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening, and remember, we are not physicians, and you should always consult your doctor about what treatment is best for you. Please visit www.cogni-thrive.com to learn more about our services or to book Judi to speak at your next event.